All right, let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Hi, my name is Mark and this is Mabel and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit different because I don't have a ton of project-based or even fiber-based topics to talk about, but I wanted to make sure to come on the channel and still check in, say hello, and give you an update on what's going on in my world. So if you're interested in seeing the start of a new project and hearing about our recent trip down to Tennessee with Mabel, stick around and let's get into it. I'll start with a quick personal update before we get too far into the video. I've been sick, and my husband's been sick as well for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. We had a round of summer colds that we started with, and then during this trip down to Tennessee, we got new colds. So I've been pretty miserable. One of you reached out after my video a couple weeks ago where I was sick, and you asked me if I was okay, and I was sick. I probably didn't look my best or sound my best, but otherwise I'm fine. Just feeling under the weather, which makes it a little bit harder to sit down and want to look at myself in the monitors or hear my own voice. So that's item number one. I felt kind of like Meghan Markle when you kindly reached out and asked me if I was okay, which I am, or as Meghan Markle would say,
I am. I'm better than okay.
I'm not necessarily better than okay, but I'm okay. Now to move on to the start of a new project. I didn't work on anything during this trip to Tennessee. I took 3 projects with me thinking I would spend a lot of time knitting, but I didn't. Partially it was because I was feeling bad, feeling poorly, and then I was busy. I was with my mom, I was with my siblings, with my dad, and we were doing as much as we could outside, enjoying summer life down in Tennessee and North Georgia, where my family lives. So you'll see some of the footage later in the video, but I wanted to at least show you the start of a project that I'm really excited about. As mentioned, I didn't work on this project during the trip. I started it in the car, I swatched and then cast on, but after that I didn't spend any time with this, so I don't have much to show, but I wanted to share the idea, the inspiration of the project nonetheless. So in front of me I have a little bit of silk. This is from Edo Yarns, and it's something I showed in a video a few weeks ago when I was talking specifically about summer or warm weather friendly yarns. This is a lace weight silk that comes wound on cones, and for this project I'm holding 2 strands double. With the strands held double, I think it equates to sort of a heavy fingering, maybe a sport weight. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm taking inspiration for this project from my wonderful colleague Peg at Around the Table Yarns. And I've said this before on the channel and in some of my Patreon Zoom sessions, that one of my dreams is to sit down with Peg and talk about her journey as a crafter and be able to show several of her projects to any of you who choose to watch. She's just an incredible, incredible artist, and her vision for taking fiber and turning them into textiles, the execution, the ability, she's a genius. And one of the best things about working at a yarn shop is that I get to learn from my colleagues, the owners of the shop, and the people who come into the shop working on their own projects. There's constantly something new thrown into my orbit that I'm inspired by in some way. So Peg made a top. She put the design together herself, so this isn't a project that I'm following a set pattern for. Rather, I'm taking the stitch that she used and putting my own measurements in and figuring out a sort of t-shirt construction that I'll like wearing for my version of this project. Now, here's my ratty swatch. I did this in the car, so it's not blocked anymore. It's been wadded up in my bag, but I wanted to at least show you a little bit of the texture, the colors, and this stitch, which is a butterfly slip stitch. I had never heard of it, and Peg found it in a resource book for stitch patterns and thought she would use 2 strands of silk held together to make her own version of this as a t-shirt. So here's a brief look at Peg's project page on Ravelry, and I have 3 colors, the 3 colors here. The plan will actually be to use the rust or the brick as my main color, and then I'll alternate in sort of the sandy neutral and the mustard. So all I've done is cast on and begun my first iteration of the slip stitch pattern, so I really don't have much to show at all, but it's something that I'm excited about. I don't have much that I can wear in the summer, so if I see this project through, I think I'll be thrilled to have something that I can wear in warm weather, and even in the spring, even in the fall. I'm just excited about the possibility of this tee. So for our trip down to Tennessee, we took Mabel with us, and this was her biggest road trip to date. And she does a great job in the car. We stop often to find beautiful welcome centers or rest stops where we can get out and really run around, play with her, and give all of us a chance to stretch our legs. So we had a successful journey down to Tennessee. Once there, we had a pretty big list of activities that we wanted to try to do with her. That included a bit of hiking, a trip to a beautiful disc golf course down in Georgia, and lots of restaurant visits, lots of time on patios, lots of chances to meet new people, and she did a really great job. So before the montage takes place, I wanted to share one story. I showed a brief clip of this at the beginning of the video, and I felt that I was I don't know, acting normally in this video, but when I showed some of my friends and coworkers, now that I'm back in Cleveland, everybody thought that I was a little bit crazy, so I thought I would share it with you. So in the neighborhood where my parents live, there's a little bit of farmland. It's mostly suburban, but with small farms within a block or two. So we took Mabel to meet a horse, and the horse was very kind, very gentle. I think Mabel was under control and enjoyed meeting a horse. And then we went down the street to some other neighbors that have a few sheep and goats and chickens. And Mabel has met sheep before, and she loves them. She tried to get under the fence. She wanted to go, probably start to herd them and tell them where they should be. So I could tell she was thrilled. So we wanted to go introduce her to more animals, at least through the fence. So we get over to this neighbor's house, and they have, I think, about 6 sheep that I could count, and one of them was a beautiful brown, and I have very poor footage of it because it was far away. So I was trying to make my way just a little bit closer to get a picture or a video of this beautiful sheep, and when I look up, I see a white chicken or rooster running at me, kind of full speed across their lawn, which freaked me out. I don't know much about chickens. I've never touched them. I've never spent much time on a farm, as you can gather from this experience, but the chicken was running right at me, and it did freak me out. So I said to Ned, let's go, let's get out of here. And then I turn around, and there are 3 more chickens just coming out of the road. Again, this is not a farm area. This is just a suburban neighborhood where one of our neighbors happens to have maybe an acre lot, and on that lot, some sheep, some goats, and lots of chickens. So everywhere I look, there are more and more chickens, and I just didn't want to touch them. And they kept getting closer, so I assumed they were eventually going to touch me, kind of like geese that might be territorial and then run at you to get you away from their area. And so I told Ned again, let's go. And then Mabel gets involved, and the chickens all scurry right towards me, which results in the following scene. That adds to the ambiance, Ned. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's chasing me. Ah! Get!
You're on his territory.
Oh my god. Ned, look at all of them. All right, let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh my god! Now, I feel like my response was completely normal, but when I showed this video to other people, they said, why are you so afraid of the chickens? Have you had a bad experience with chickens in the past? And I thought, no, but I don't want them to touch me. And they all said, they're not going to touch you. They just think you have food. They probably see a human and think you're coming to give them a meal. And I said, okay, if I had known that, I think I wouldn't have reacted in quite the same way. But in the moment, obviously, I was a bit overwhelmed and maybe the slightest bit dramatic. So that's that. I don't have much to say this week. I haven't knit for 5 or 6 days now, which feels weird, but also maybe it was a needed break. And I've talked about this in other videos that I used to be a seasonal crafter. I would not touch a single project for the whole summer. And since I started working at a yarn shop and being in that environment every day and helping other people with their projects on a regular basis, it pushed me to want to craft every day so that my projects make progress year round. And I don't know, it's just something I can enjoy as more of a routine part of my life. So this was an interesting week with very little crafting and very little to show for it, but I wanted to at least show the start of my silk project and tell you some of the stories about our time in Tennessee. As always, I appreciate you choosing to spend this time with me and listen to whatever random stuff I've chosen to say. So it means a lot to me that we have this community online, whether you're someone who pops in occasionally or you're someone who likes to spend a little bit of time on your Saturday morning with me on a regular basis. It means a whole lot to me. So thank you for being here. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would of course appreciate you doing that so that you can be notified of future videos that I post here on the channel. And I promise that other things in the future will have a little bit more knitting to them, a stronger base in fiber arts and crafting. But this is what my life looks like, and I'm sure it's what your life looks like at times as well. I imagine that most of us don't stay 100% on top of projects and crafting and goals, so this is my very honest demonstration that that's also the case for me. You can find me over on Instagram and Ravelry at MakerMarkKnits. You can also find me over on Patreon, where we gather for Zoom sessions each month to have a crafting group that meets not tangibly, but in real time with each other over Zoom. So you can find all of that information in the description box below. And I can't wait to hear from you, to hear about your projects, your summer, your fun stories, and hopefully I'll see you again in another video soon. As always, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy crafting to you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.